Hey guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So today we are back with a birthday book haul. In case some of you guys are unaware, my birthday was actually a couple of weeks ago, and I just want to say thanks to those of you who sent me birthday wishes. I truly appreciate it, and I am truly blessed to be able to see another year. But a majority of the books that I want to share with you guys today are books that I received for my birthday, whether it was from gifts or because I decided to splurge on myself. And I also have some other random books that I picked up here and there these last couple of months, as well as my book of the month picks and some books that I received from publishers. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the books that I got specifically for my birthday. So the first one here I got is Strange Houses by Yuketsu. This is how I think we're going to say that. I have a Barnes & Noble membership, and I'm sure a majority of you guys probably do too. And of course, you know, every year on your birthday, you get like a $5 off coupon. This is what I spent my coupon on the day of my birthday. So I have had my eye on this book. There's some other books in this series, is what I'm gonna call it. So I got Strange Houses, there's Strange Buildings, and I think it's Strange Pictures. Strange Pictures is the first one that came out, I think, but this is the one that was calling to me. And basically it says it's a chilling Japanese mystery sensation. And basically it's a mystery surrounding these floor plans for some houses. So I am really excited to get to this. Just flipping through it, it looks like it's kind of a lot of mixed media, maybe some emails, but you definitely get to see a lot of like the floor plans that this book is talking about. And one thing I thought was kind of creepy was the author for this. This is their picture. Apparently nobody really knows who this author is, but they have a presence on YouTube. So I'm excited to get to this one because I've heard good things. Now the next three books are books that were given to me as gifts for my birthday. The first one is The Registration by Madison Lawson. I think this is a thriller, but the thing with this one, and I was so nervous because my friend gave me one of those books that are like all wrapped up and you don't know what the book is. I forget the name of that, like blind date with the book. That's what it's called, blind date with the book. And so I was so nervous, and I never buy those for myself because I have a lot of books and I'm just afraid that it's gonna be something that I already have. But shout out to my friend Alex because she actually took the time to figure out what book was in it, and she knew that I probably did not have it, and I did not have this one. This one actually sounds pretty good. I've never heard of this author. I've never heard of this book, but it has a really good premise. It says, in a world where most citizens are allowed to kill once, Lionel finds herself on the hit list of many and has only 14 days to survive and find out. It's kind of giving like The Purge vibes. I'm a fan of The Purge, so I hope I enjoyed this one. Another book that I received for my birthday as a gift from one of my friends. This is The Caretaker by Marcus Kleiwer. I hope that I'm saying that right. But this is the author of We Used to Live Here. Now, I read that book maybe last year or the year before last, but whenever I read it, it was when it came out, and I thought that one was okay. I wanted to go ahead and give this book a try as well, but I am starting to hear mixed things about it, but we shall see. But all I remember about this one is it is about a caretaker for a house, and I guess some strange, spooky things happen. And I'm kind of curious to see if I'm gonna like this one because I feel like people who liked the last book didn't really care about this one, and people who really liked this one didn't necessarily care about the last one. So I'm kind of curious to see where I'm gonna fall, but I am excited about it. And I do think I'm probably gonna save this one for the fall time. And then another book that I received as a gift from one of my friends, this is A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig. I actually received this from my friend Alicia. She has a booktube channel. I will leave her channel link down below. It is Birdie in the Books. I think you guys should go check her out, but I've had my eye on this book for a while. This author, Erin E. Craig, wrote a book that I read several years ago at this point, but I did enjoy it, and I've wanted to try something else from that author. I don't know if you guys remember the book House of Salt and Sorrows. I feel like when that book came out, it was very popular. And I ended up reading it way after like the popularity died down, but I enjoyed it well enough and I've had my eye on this one. And this is another one that I'm probably gonna save more so for the fall time, but this surrounds like this strange town that has monsters. There's a lot of secrets. And so I'm really looking forward to this. So these next 3 books that I want to share with you guys, I got them from Barnes & Noble as well, but it was because one of my friends gifted me a gift card. So the 3 books that I got from there, the first one we have is Guess Again by Charlie Donnelly. This is a adult thriller. I have been wanting to check out something from this author. This book came out last year, I think, and now it's out in paperback. And I love that it has like the sprayed edge. It says your life may depend on it. Everything that I have seen about this book, people have been raving about it. And so this says, no one would guess that a quiet lake community like Cherry View, Wisconsin could harbor an illicit secret, a long-held nightmare so relentless that it is about to tear them apart once more. I think it's about I think this involves like an ER doctor who used to be an investigator and now he's being pulled to kind of look into this case again. So looking forward to this. And then another one that caught my eye that I have not seen a lot of people talk about. This is The Summer I Ate the Rich by Micah Molite and Maritza Molite. They might be sisters, I guess. I didn't realize they had the same last name. I'm gonna say that they're related. But like I said, have not seen anyone say anything about this. I love the cover of this one. This is a YA thriller. And from what I remember about this and what really caught my attention with this book is that we follow this girl who loves to cook, but she likes to cook with human flesh. That is all that I need to know. And the last one that I got with that gift card is the second book in the Silver Elite series. This is Broken Dove by Danny Francis. I want to say that this is a duology. I could be wrong. Funny enough, there was a lot of mixed reviews about Silver Elite when it came out last year. I enjoyed it. It wasn't by any means like a new all-time favorite or anything, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And I was curious to see where this story went. So I wanted to go ahead and pick this up as well. This is I think it's adult. I think it's supposed to be adult romantasy. But yeah, we'll see how I like this one. Now, the next few books that I have here are books that I decided to buy and splurge on myself. I don't do that often. Normally, what I have been doing like the last year or so is I will buy like a book here or there. But for my birthday, I decided to buy whatever I wanted, and that's exactly what I did. So first up, we have The Summer Fun Massacre by Greg DeLuey. If you feel like this author might sound familiar, that is because they wrote a book that I really enjoyed, which is called Episode 13. This is an adult horror, and it revolves around the summer camp, which I'm pretty sure is called the Summer Fun. Years before, there was a massacre, and I think the same thing might be happening now. I have been in a slasher mood, so this is gonna be right up my alley. And then of course, because of that slasher mood that I'm in, I decided to go ahead and pick this one up. This is called Slasher Summer. This is another cover that I really like. And this is another adult horror. And this is like satire on like the 90s slasher films. And so it says, a fun, twisty tribute to the cult films of the 1980s. Slasher Summer shows that the real horror is never being able to escape who you were in high school. I have seen this book floating around. I think everybody is just now getting it was just released, so everybody's just now getting their hands on it, and I am really looking forward to this. I also picked this up. This is another one. This has been out for a little while, but I have had my eye on this one. This is The Devil and Miss Davenport by Paulette Kennedy. I'm not sure. I think it might be a little bit of a horror, but it says hallucinations, delusions. For the first time in her life, she's seeing things more clearly. I think this woman, or like this housewife, is like receiving messages from the dead. Sounds good to me. So then the next one I got is The Trip by Audrey J. Cole. I'm still in the summer mood, obviously, and this one just screamed summertime. I've heard of this author before, and I just wanted to go ahead and check this one out. So this one follows like 5 friends, and like years before, they all went on a rafting trip, I think. Yes, they all went on a rafting trip. One of them did not return, and so now in the present day, they're going back on another rafting trip, and there's like a storm, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna go well. So it seems like something that I'm gonna really enjoy. This is another one that I've had my eye on for a while, and it's been recommended to me a few times. This is The Jigsaw Man by Nadine Matheson. This is maybe it's a thriller. I think maybe more of a crime thriller. This is the first book in a series. It's actually a chunky book, but it says a serial killer and his copycat are locked in a violent game of cat and mouse. Can D.I. Angelica Henley stop them before it's too late? So like I said, I'm really looking forward to this one. My hopes are really high for this, so I hope I enjoy it. And then we have Ask for Andrea. This is another adult thriller by Noelle Eiley. I read a book from this author. I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before last, but it was called Such Quiet Girls. I really enjoyed that one. This is an author that I see people recommend all the time, and so I wanted to pick up something else from this author. I'm not gonna lie, the sprayed edge did catch my eye. It says Dead Women Don't Forget, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that follows these women who were killed, but we're following like their ghost and they're trying to figure out or trying to get their killer caught, something like that. And then I think last year or maybe earlier this year, a prequel to this was released. So of course I want to read this one first, and then if I like this one, then I will check out the prequel. But because I liked her other books so much, I don't think that I will not like this one. Then the last one that I decided to splurge on, and I actually decided to pick this one up because Amazon had it for 10 bucks. I cannot pass up a $10 hardcover. So this is Judge Stone by Viola Davis and James Patterson. I don't think I have read anything by James Patterson. If I did, it would have had to be like years and years ago. But I love Viola Davis. If you don't know who that is, she is a really famous actress. She is a wonderful actress. So I did not even know this was coming out. I just happened to see tons of people posting about it on Instagram. And so of course I had to have my hands on it. So this one takes place in Union Springs, Alabama, and it looks like Judge Mary Stone has decided to pick the most controversial case in the history of the South. I have seen that if you decide to pick this up, you really need to check your trigger warnings. It gets pretty dark. I'm not a stranger to that. Really looking forward to this one. Now, the next 2 books are books that I got from Book of the Month. These were my May picks. So I only picked something from May. I did not pick anything from June because there wasn't anything that really caught my eye. And for some reason, June was a really heavy romance month for Book of the Month, and so a majority of their picks, especially their add-ons, were romance, and none of them caught my eye. So I decided to skip the month of June. But for May, I did pick 2 books. The first one I got is a thriller, and this is Dissection of a Murder by Jo Murray. This is a debut author, and I have honestly heard nothing but good things about this. Every time me and one of my friends get together, somehow, some way, this book ends up in the conversation, and she keeps telling me that I really need to pick this up, and this might be my next read. But this one says, a young lawyer forced to defend a man on trial for murder against the mentor who taught her everything, her husband. So it looks like it's gonna be a little messy. We all know I love mess. So then the last one that I got from Book of the Month from May, this is The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. This is adult sci-fi, and this was one of my most anticipated reads of the year. This is basically following a samurai on this planet, and she is working her last contract. I am about halfway through, and it has taken me weeks to get halfway through. Spoiler alert, I'm not really having a good time with it. I'm really trying to force myself to finish it because I adore Fonda Lee. Everything that I have read from this author in the past, I really enjoyed, especially the Greenbone Saga, one of my favorite fantasy series. And so this one is a little shocking to me that I am not enjoying it as much as I want to, but I am halfway through. We just did a POV shift, so I'm hoping that things will pick up and my enjoyment will change by the end. But yeah, these were my picks for May. So I did get some books sent to me from the publishers. So the first one, I got sent a finished copy of A Pair of Aces by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. This is a historical thriller. It takes place in the 1930s. Not really my jam. I'm not really like a historical reader, but this one did catch my eye. And so this is about two trailblazing women on opposite sides of the law, a persecutor and a madam, who team up to bring down notorious mob boss Lucky Luciano in 1930s New York. This was sent to me from Berkeley, so I haven't seen anybody talk about this one, but it seems like something that I'm gonna like. Then I have These Walls Remember by Dale Sandine. This is the author of Cursed House. That book came out a couple of years ago, and I remember seeing people really enjoyed that one, but this doesn't come out until August, so it's actually on sale August 18th. But this is about when two estranged sisters inherit a home possessed by the horrors of its dark past. They must work together to survive in this viscerally chilling Southern Gothic novel. Two things that really drew me to this and made me want to request this one is it's about two sisters. I will read any story that has to do with sisters, and it is a Southern Gothic novel. That is a buzzword for me, so hopefully I enjoy this one. Definitely gonna make sure I try to get a review out before August. And this is one that I've actually already read that I also got from Berkeley, the last one I got from Berkeley, but this is The Summer Girlfriend by Christina Forrest. This is a mix of like friends to lovers, fake dating. It's set in like a beach town. Really fun, cute vibes. So I did read Christina Forrest's other series before this one. I cannot think of what that was. I did not really care for that one. This one I enjoyed so much more. Really enjoyed the main characters. This is a summer romance, if that is your thing, that I would recommend. Another one that I received from Berkeley that is also on sale August 18th. I'm really excited about this. This is I Punched an Alien and Now We're in Couples Therapy. Love the cover of this. This is by Kimberly Lemming. And I've seen that this author writes lots of books like this that has something about an alien. Not really something that I would pick up, but when they offered it as a pick, I wanted to go ahead and check this out. It seems like it's gonna be something fun, out of my comfort zone a little bit, so hopefully I enjoy it. And then the last book that I got, this is also on my summer TBR. So this is Night Hunter by Natalie Moss. This is on sale July 28th. This again is about two sisters. So this says, in a remote corner of the South African bush, two sisters reunite to bury a family secret once and for all, but when they're stranded among the wild animals, they find a predator far more dangerous. Another book that sounds like it is going to be the perfect time to read this summer, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, these last three books are books that I just picked up on a whim. So this first one that I have is The Final Target by Nora Roberts. This is like a adult fiction, but like a little bit of a thriller. I have never read anything by Nora Roberts. I've always wanted to read something by this author, and if you are not familiar with Nora Roberts, she has like 1 million books out. This lady has a ton of books, and you just never really know where to start. And so I saw this in Barnes & Noble. The cover of this really caught my eye. But this one follows, I think she's an author. Okay, it says, a young author becomes the object of a fan's desire and rage. And when you open up the book, you see this image. And I think this is the same image that is shown at the beginning of each part of the book. It looks like it's broken up into 3 parts and it shows the same image. it's kind of creepy. It gives creepy vibes. I'm not sure if this is like the first book like this that Nora Roberts has written. I don't know. But this is another one that I think I'm probably going to pick up more towards the fall. It's just screaming fall to me. So I'm really excited about this because, like I said, I've been wanting to pick up something from Nora Roberts, and I'm going to assume that this is a good place to start. Another book that I have that I've already read and reviewed, this is Jaquel J's Rich and Rotten. This is a adult romance. This was a book that I got for a in-person book club that I'm a part of. I thought this was okay. This one just follows this girl whose father had forced her to marry someone. That guy ends up dying, and then she's reunited with a guy she used to date in the past, and the story just kind of takes off from there. It was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was. Leaves off on a cliffhanger, so there will be another book in the series. Just not sure if it's a book that I am going to pick up. And then the last book that I have here, this is another sequel that I wanted to pick up. This is Right to the Starling by Devney Perry. This is the second book in a series that I don't know the name of, and the first book in the series is Shield of Sparrows. I actually enjoyed that book way more than I thought I was going to, so of course I had to pick up book 2. Surprisingly, this came out a couple of months ago. I don't think I've heard anyone say anything about this, so I don't know what to expect going into it. I hope it doesn't give like second book syndrome, but it probably will. I don't know. So hopefully I enjoy this. So those are all the books that I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys have read any of these and you think that I should prioritize any of them, please let me know that in the comments below. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.